everyone, this is Sabrina. I'm here again with my channel Flow and Flow. আজকে আমার একটা আর্টিকেল নিয়ে চলে আসলাম. The article is from Daily Star, the famous newspaper from Bangladesh. Definitely I have to say this newspaper they present a range of good vocabularies in their article. শুধু একটা করে article every week if you just analyze, uh, within 2 to 3 months you will see yourself with a bank of good vocabularies. Vocabulary জিনিসটা আসলে আমাদের মনে হয় মাঝে মাঝে যে why do we have to use those hard words in our communication, in our daily speaking? No, it's important, because if you go to abroad for higher study or work purpose, you will see the native speaker, they really use affluent, they really use a number of affluent vocabularies in their daily speaking. আমরা অনেক ওয়ার্ড শিখেছি বাট যখন ওদের মুখে শুনি না it makes us really puzzled that what is the meaning of this word, what is the meaning of that word, because আমরা বাংলায় অনেক ওয়ার্ড ইউজ করি যেগুলো হচ্ছে একটা ওয়ার্ডেরই অনেক রকম শব্দ থাকে যেগুলো আমরা ইউজ করি because we are native speaker of Bangladesh, right? So similarly they're also native speaker, they have a huge bundle of vocabulary, so why would they use, right? And expanding your vocabulary will make your writing always captivating. Remember, how much you will expand your vocabulary range, it will help you to present your writing in a very attractive way to the reader, and the reader will be always engaging to read more from you. That's what. So let's start today's article, which starts with nearly 5 lakh Bangladeshis to become extremely poor for higher inflation, stated by World Bank. And nearly 5 lakh Bangladeshis, nearly, the word nearly you can replace with near, approximately, almost. 5 lakh Bangladeshis, 5 lakh, a number which is talking about Bangladeshis, right? Bangladeshi, that means Bangladesh is a noun and it has been described by this number. Any number which describe a noun, that definitely an adjective. So 5 lakhs is a number, but it is an adjective here. And as it is representing a plural number, definitely the noun Bangladeshi will change into plural Bangladeshis. To become extremely poor. Extremely, obviously it's a good word, but still you can replace it with profoundly. And poor, I will say this is a very commonly used word. So instead of using poor in your, especially in your writing, you can use impoverished. Though it's a word which is difficult to remember, but if you practice twice or thrice, it will be easier. Like impoverished, say impoverished. For higher inflation, the word which is trending now in newspaper or in news on the television. If you watched news on the television, you will say inflation, because the world is suffering with this, right? So what is the meaning of inflation? Price hike, price increase. When inflation বাংলায় হচ্ছে মুদ্রাস্ফীতি, যখন প্রত্যেকটা জিনিসের দাম বেড়ে যায়, every product and service you have to purchase with high prices. The time that situation is called inflation. So মুদ্রাস্ফীতি যখন হয় তখন হয় কি, তো সিচুয়েশনটা এমন থাকে যে পারচেসিং পাওয়ার এফেক্ট হয়, হিউজ মানুষের পারচেস পাওয়ার অনেক নিচে চলে আসে বিকজ অফ দ্য পারচেস পাওয়ার অফ দ্য মানি, যেটা আমরা আগে 500 টাকা দিয়ে কিনেছি and within a year it become 800 টাকা. That means 500 টাকা যে ভ্যালু ছিল এখন 800 টাকা সেই ভ্যালু, money value কমে গিয়েছে because of this inflation. Okay, let's move on to the main article. Around 5 lakh people in Bangladesh. See, the heading they have started with nearly, and here they started the main article with the same word but using a synonym. Around is a synonym of nearly. This is what I always say, it goes for writing also. Question যে ওয়ার্ডগুলো থাকবে, you can start your writing with that theme. but use the similar word. That's a very good trick, So instead of using nearly, they have used around. Around, nearby, approximately, almost, all of them are same. 5 lakh people. Remember, people is a word which is commonly used, but instead of using people, you can even use individuals, which will definitely make your writing fantastic, different than the general writer. Okay. In Bangladesh, likely fell into, that is around 5 lakh people in Bangladesh likely fell into extreme poverty. Likely, it's not sure, right? Probably, to be expected to, possibly, fell into, they're going to fall into, okay? Plunged into, fell into, plunged into. Extreme poverty. So instead of extreme, you can even write at most or dire. Poverty between the fiscal means financial year, which is June to June, a budget year, right? Or monetary years 2022, 2023 and 2023, 2024. That means in between this time, around 5 lakh people, 5 lakh Bangladeshi, they likely fell into extreme poverty. 5 lakh মানুষ যারা most probably they're going to fall into the poverty because of what? Due to. Sorry that I forgot. I did not highlighted this due to. Well, due to certainly a good prepositional phrase which you can use your writing as well as speaking. So you can replace this phrase with because of, for the reason, or as a result, as a consequence of the erosion, of purchasing power. Erosion means decline, loss, deterioration, lessen of purchasing power. As I said before, যে purchasing power টা মানুষের এত নিচে চলে আসে, এত কমে যায়, এত decline হয় যে people will not be able to buy their daily essentials even. So around 5 lakh people will face this problem in this fiscal years. That means they're going to suffer for extreme poverty. Okay, let's move. Purchasing, you can you all know that purchasing means buying, but you can even use obtaining. Okay, this is a good word to remember, obtaining. Move on to the next part. Weak private consumption growth and high inflation have halted poverty reduction. Weak. Instead of weak, you can use frail and fragile, very fantastic words. Private consumption. Consumption means expenditure. Spending. How much you are spending. Spending growth and high inflation. High, soaring, a very useful word, I would say. Soaring, elevated, and towering. So towering inflation, soaring inflation, or elevated inflation have halted means stopped, pulled up, ceased, frozen. We all know stopped. Halted also, I would say, commonly used word nowadays. Pulled up, ceased, and frozen. You can use instead of halted or stopped, any one of them. Poverty, we all know poverty, but there's no new word for it also. A penury, reduction. So poverty reduction, so what is the summary of this sentence actually? What they're trying to say. Basically, in this sentence, they highlights how economic factors like consumption and inflation play very significant role in poverty reduction efforts. Like the government or the public, আমরা চাচ্ছি যে দারিদ্রতা শেষ করতে, but at the same time we are suffering with inflation. So is it possible? It's quite impossible. যখন দারিদ্রতা নিরসনের চেষ্টাটা টোটালি এফোর্টলেস হবে আসলে যখন মুদ্রাস্ফীতি ইনফ্লেশন অ্যান্ড ইনফ্লেশনের কারণে আমাদের প্রাইভেট কনজাম্পশন মানুষের যে রেগুলার বাইং অ্যাবিলিটিটা পারচেসিং অ্যাবিলিটিটা কমে যাবে অ্যান্ড ইনফ্লেশন বেড়ে যাবে it will definitely stop the poverty reduction. দারিদ্রতা কমানোর যে চেষ্টা এটা কমপ্লিটলি স্টল হয়ে যাবে ওই জায়গাতে because it's not possible if you cannot buy things, buy your daily essentials, you we would have to say ourselves that we are poor, right? Let's move on. Higher food price particularly impacted poor households. So a higher food price, higher, elevated again, elevated food price particularly, you can even use soaring as well, particularly, notably, mainly, predominantly impacted poor households. Poor household means low income families. So when the food price is going higher, when the food price is rocketing, definitely it will impact the people who have really low income, right? Which allocate over half of their budget. Half of their budget towards food expenditures, it said. So half of their budget. Half of their budget means what? A substantial portion of their income. An important part of their income, a major part of their income, half of their budget towards food expenditure. Purchasing food. To purchase food, they have to determine their substantial part of their income. So it is quite impossible that it is quite possible that the higher food price will impact the lower income families, lower income people. In addition, okay, budget comes with in addition can be replaced with additionally, besides, furthermore. That means you are going to give some more information. You are going to add some more information. Additionally, or in addition, or besides, 8.4 lakh people are projected to join the ranks of the moderately poor. Projected, expected, anticipated, a very fantastic word has been used by Delister. Are projected or anticipated or expected to join the ranks of the moderately poor. What is the meaning of moderately poor? Moderately poor refers this group, the people who are actually falling in this group, they falls between extreme poverty and higher income level. আমাদের দেশে একটা কথা আছে না যে একটা গ্রুপের ইনকাম অনেক বেশি আরেকটা গ্রুপের ইনকাম কম, very low income. So moderately poor হচ্ছে কি middle group who have income, a standard level of income, but still it's not enough to fulfill the basic needs of their life. Who earn $3.65 a day in purchasing power parity, PPP. So what the triple P means? Triple P allows us to make more accurate cross-country comparison by considering the actual buying power of money rather than relying solely on exchange rate. তার মানে exchange rate দেখাচ্ছে যে আমার টাকার ভ্যালুটা অনেক, যেটা হচ্ছে আমাদের পাউন্ডে হয়, pounder exchange rate is a lot, but when you are going to buy things, it's really frustrating. You have to spend a lot to buy a very simple thing. মাঝে মাঝে মনে হয় যে বাংলাদেশে জিনিসের দাম এর চেয়ে অনেক ভালো লেভেলে আছে। So PPP will allow you more accurate cross country comparison. যে আমরা জাস্ট এক্সচেঞ্জ রেটটা দেখলাম যে আমার টাকার ভ্যালু এত, দ্যাটস ইট। নো, ইউ ক্যান কম্পেয়ার উইথ দ্য buying power of the money. লাইক আমি অনেক টাকা নিয়ে বসে আছি, বাট আই ক্যানট বাই oil for electricity production. That's what. Okay, said the bank in its poverty macro update on Bangladesh. আজকে যে আর্টিকেলটা ছিল, full with affluent words, and the writing structure obviously very exceptional. So you just practice doing analyzing the one article in a week. You will see your change. You will observe the change yourself within few months. So আরো এরকম ভিডিওস পেতে please stay with me, like my channel and subscribe it. Bye bye.